him without big hands. That's why he folded to Steve Davis. That's why he folded to Hawkins.
Yeah, do that. Make it a nice little
You know, these guys just seem to be running him over.
Yeah, they're using his own table image against him.
I think so.
King Jack. What did you do? Oh, you showed it a bit. Check.
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 This will be good nose for
And check.
Willie if nothing hits on the turn. He could get a couple hundred back here. That's great news.
Check.
Check.
And this is the Willie we know.
Check.
Wily, trappy, 3/8. And I like the fact that Willie Thorne has confidence enough in himself to be able to play back from a 600 pound. He's found a great opportunity here. Hawkins drawn dead and bluffing.
100.
Wrong time to bluff, my son.
Cool.
The quick call with the 3/8.
I can't see Hawkins putting anything in this pot unless the queen comes on the river. I don't think any more of his money's going in.
Check.
Check.
Uh-oh.
Check.
Check. Okay, cards open,
He's
please.
in call me anyway. Yeah.
Okay, you just need to see both cards there.
Willie Thorne with the trappy full house. And Hawkins, as you said, Norman, didn't bite on the river.
Willie's the man who's been there before, Jesse. You know, I mentioned to you earlier on that when I win my first pot in a table tournament, any table, single table or multi-table tournament, my hands shake as I reach for my chips. Willie is just as cool as a cucumber out there, isn't he?
They've played 2 levels now. Blinds will be going up, and having Steve Davis and Dennis Taylor been oh so impressive.
Oh, yes. Steve Davis particularly, he seems to have changed his game overnight, and that takes some doing in this game.
Is the defending champion, dare I say, outclassed?
I don't know that Ken Doherty is outclassed in anything he does. He's certainly short of money at the moment, Jesse, but you know, one double through, he's back in it. He needs to find a spot now, and he can't wait with the blinds going up.
Their pockets are wide open and they're each looking for a break onto the final table. This snooker eat is getting meaty, but only one can bank the £6 grand.
Chocolate paper around.
Blinds up to 30 and 60 pounds, and as we were talking about the short stack, the defending champion Ken Doherty, somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 big blinds. Is it kind of up to him, Norman, as to whether or not he feels he has to get it all in the next 3 hands or wait around?
Well, I don't think he can let the blinds go through him again. He loses all kind of power at the table. Then his fold equity is diminished too much. So sooner rather than later.
You are.
To 160 total.
60 plus 100 and...
Pass.
Hello, darling. This is exactly what he was waiting for.
Yes.
All in.
And I think he'll get a call.
Time's your flight.
Should make it.
Would you like to know the count now?
Please, yeah.
It's a tricky situation for Dennis Taylor, but I think when he hears how much it's going to be, he can get away from it.
He can get away from it, but if it's cheap to call, he might want to call and check it down and try and get rid of
That's
Ken.
370.
So total, so if
Yeah.
you were to call 340.
340 to call, pot total of 630, nearly 2 to 1, but he must be very worried about Mark Williams behind him. I mean, if Dennis calls and Mark Williams re-raises all in, can Dennis call the re-raise by Mark with King Queen?
Well, he's reaching for money.
Call.
Cool.
Decided to go for the flop, and Williams has got a couple options here now. He could call. He could re-raise all in and try and play a side pot against Dennis.
Yeah.
Or he could even decide that his ace is so dominated he doesn't want to be part of this.
You know, I think it's one of those situations when all 3 options you couldn't criticize anybody for. A call's okay because you can call to hit your ace, or you can call to check it down and get rid of Ken. A re-raise is okay because then you marginalize Dennis Taylor and put him under pressure to fold and take on the all-in player heads up and win the big side pot. So I don't mind anything, but it's a very difficult thing to do, any of those things other than fold with ace-9. He must think there's a big ace out there.
Sure, the last thing Williams is thinking is his ace is live. I mean, it looks to me like Taylor has a big ace here if you're Mark Williams. It just looks like it. I mean, and who knows what Ken Doherty has.
I think he's doing his pot odds as well.
Yeah, he's getting a very good price on this.
There's too much in the middle there, and it's too cheap to call. What's he getting, Jesse? Is he getting about 4 to 1? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I think Mark's decided to call and see what Dennis does on the flop.
Any further betting will be put over here and between you two. Okay.
Doherty has actually got an unbelievable shot here, a chance to triple up with the ladies.
Yeah, we were just saying before this hand how he would take any kind of effort to double through. Well, he could triple through here and be right back in it. He doesn't want to see a king, he doesn't want to see an ace.
All right, so far.
Check.
Check. Check.
And I think Taylor and Williams will be happy to check it down unless one of them happens to make something approaching the nuts.
Check.
Check.
He must avoid an
Check.
ace, he must avoid a king.
There's a straight draw out
Yeah,
there.
and a
for
straight
Mark,
draw.
too.
10 would give it to Williams, as would a 5.
He's got to dodge the world here, and he
Oh.
has not.
Check.
I think the
Check.
defending champion has gone pecan. And that bet has just dashed Ken Doherty's hopes. He knows what it means.
Pass.
When Ken Doherty sees these cards turned over, he will never guess that he lose to the 9. The ace and the king maybe, but Ken goes out to a 9 kicker, a straight to the 9 for Mark Williams,
champ.
and our reigning champion is the first one out.
Good luck, eh?
He's a quality player. He's a great guy, but he could not fade that big bullseye on the top of his head.
Nice spades.
Andy, let's face it, he was very unlucky. Pre-flop favourite against two hands there. 44% favourite, but unfortunately, he's gone through the door.
Trouble is 6-handed ace-9 in the first place. You've got to raise.
Well, it's time for the carve up. They got out Ken Doherty. No, the defending champion out. What's in it here now? Williams got $2 grand.
Yeah, Williams got $2 grand. He was very lucky there to hit the straight to the 9. Steve Davis has played brilliant poker, as has Dennis Taylor. And, you know, it's difficult to pick between those three at the moment.
Tried to make a couple of moves earlier on with raises and got re-raised, and I couldn't really call with what I had. I raised with sort of mediocre type hands and tried to pick up the blinds. Got re-raised, just got caught a couple of times, and that sort of fiddled away much of the cash that I had. So it wasn't a great day, but when you get two ladies, you go all in, and then you get caught in the river. That's the way it goes.
So just 5, and Mark Williams with the big dosh of cash. He'll be in the big blind this hand. What are the dynamics right now for you, Norman?
Well, it all seems to me that seats 4, 5 and 6 are carving it up between them. We've seen Steve Davis play like he's never played before, raising with rubbish and getting through. Mark Williams, we know, is a top player, and Dennis Taylor's showing us a few moves. I'm a little bit worried about Barry, but maybe not now. That's a decent starting hand, but he's only calling with the 7s. Now, the likelihood is if you just call with 7s, you're going to see 3 cards you don't want to see on the flop. You're going to see overcards to the 7s. Are you confident that you're ahead? I think Barry might have raised there.
Yeah, this is let this one go 4 ways. There's 240 quid in there, but Hawkins looking like he hopes to hit. Spades, I see spades.
Absolutely spades there. Mark Williams has the spade draw. You see, that's not a bad flop for a pair of 7s. You'd be betting out at that with 4-handed, wouldn't you, Jesse? See if anybody's in the pot with anything. Can he find a bet here? Come on, Barry.
He's got about 700 pounds in